Alrighty, back. So with a sudden stop. Actually, the next day now, almost 24 hours later. Not quite. I'm not gonna be able to do case voice the same way again. Probably not. My throat is... That only was because my throat was absolutely done at the time. And the pronunciation is gonna take a bit to kick off again. There must be something around here that proves it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I may have slightly forgotten about things. No, we're talking about the hatch that she was pulling down. Like something else than the railing. Oh, this is... It looks like a maintenance hatch. Okay, maybe I'll fell here. What did we have in logic? Nah, just kidding. There's no way something like that could happen. That does look really small. There's no good frame of reference for size here. Does that 3D doesn't feel like it makes too much sense right now. That or the tree isn't actually growing perfectly upwards. That's perfect. That's possible, of course. No, that's just a joke. No need to take it seriously. Right. So, when should I take you seriously then? And indeed, if you jumped into Uncle Ray's arms. Oh, Mr. Shields. Come on, Miles. It's just a joke. A joke, you know. Oh, I get it. No one ever takes you seriously. Ouch. That stung a bit. So what did we get in here? Nothing else. I really need a frame of reference of how big that hatch is. Like, is it way wider than a human or a race? Or barely a fit or... Like, could you fall in any other position than not perfectly upright? Because right now to me, it doesn't look like that. Probably because there aren't that many trees wider than a human around here. Yep, daisy. Flower petals are scattered all over the ground. Right, I had a theory that maybe she mistook the... what's it called? The candy cloud stuff for the tree. It was marked on the map specifically, I noticed, so that's suspect. Flower petals are scattered all over the ground. The blossoms are not yet in full bloom, so the strong winds up here must be the culprit. Personally, I'd appreciate it if they would spend a little more effort cleaning these petals up. Why? Alright. Not sure there's much else, to be honest. What the fuck is that stuff called? I could just talk to them and probably get the correct answer, but it's gonna bother me if I don't remember it myself. Cotton candy, that's it, alright. Yes, can I help with something? Not really, apparently. Oh boy. I had to stop, really suddenly, I didn't have to stop. It was just like a 20-minute text message conversation, but I was too tired to continue after that. Oh sure, how about that? Cotton here and steer. Nothing there. Okay, so the fuck else do they have to do yet? Oh. Definitely gonna have one thing in here, right? Absolutely, yes. Oh, but no, I know what I was doing last time. Like, no, that's not. Oh, right. They mentioned the new sculptor. The TV is updated. Police are searching for 70-year-old girl suspecting the murder of an attorney. Oh, the top floor is, or the second to top floor is lit up. That's interesting. Do we know which floor? Do we know which floor the murder bed in? Or the body was found in? Renouncing live footage from the 50th floor. The investigation will continue throughout the night. The 50th floor is at the major government of PIC headquarters. That's right, yes, it's the investigators behind those blinds. What blinds? There's no blinds there. Looks like making a getaway just got that much harder. It seems we have no choice but to cleverly evade the eyes of the media. Make a big ugly waste and have become a spy instead of an attorney. If worst comes to worst, I may have to use Mr. Shields as a decoy. Just now you were thinking of something terrible, weren't you? I haven't rested until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Interesting. Tattoos, that's interesting. Gonna wanna look at this obviously first. I don't remember if I said it out loud, but I made note of the fact that our hands, the clock's hands were unusually red for any clock, like specifically blood red. I doubt there could be so much blood on them that they would be entirely soaked wet, so it has to be just a distinct choice, but it's an interesting color to choose nevertheless. This appears to be a live news broadcast. In other words, what we see on the screen is how the Grand overlooks this very moment. It's unusual that they're essentially pointing a live TV camera at almost at a screen that's broadcasting the live feed. Does that mean we can be seeing on the TV too? I feel like I gave this voice to somebody else as well at some point, did I? There was no one like that, no. No, the camera is too far away, and it's clearly too dark to see us clearly. There's no need to worry. It certainly would be bad if cave raiders that we're seen on TV right now. What's funny is that the footage I'm capturing is actually a little larger on the screen than the actual game, so it's easier for me to read from that. This appears to be a live news broadcast. Oh, it's the same. Tattoos, huh? But there's not letting me skip this one, even though it's the exact sentiment we already heard. Usually if it's stuff you've seen, it lets you skip it. Oh, that's the reporters. You can see them investigator setters moving around. I'll take your word for it. There is a huge contradiction in this image. I just present that piece of evidence. Alright, so it's the map somehow. I shouldn't have done that until I've actually figured it out. The POC meeting room is the top floor. I should have checked that earlier. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a contradiction. Do you know how many floors this building has? Of course, 50 floors, right? And I'm sure that anyone could count the fucking windows as well. Just about the place where the POC conducts the practically illegal cover-ups. Couples are racing for love. Kind of ironic, don't you think? There's clearly a floor between them. Probably somehow connected to the Albus the best. Albus. No, that's right. So So what's this dark area above the 50th floor? Maybe it's the tunnel of lava. Those always dark, eh? Well, the viewing platform you're on now should be directly above the PIC meeting room. However, the late night investigation is taking place 2 floors below us. Something that's worth noticing is that the PIC meeting room seems really damn tall though. Like they have a proper bookshelf, so it's technically possible that they will have just fused 2 floors into one. Not that that's the most structurally safe thing to do, but possible certainly. But I doubt it's anything like that. It's gonna have to lead into something. There's a clear contradiction. Was there a mistake in the pamphlet? No, rather. It's more natural to assume this building has a hidden 51st floor. So did cave fall into the 51st floor? I see. So that's where the tunnel of love is. It's so incredible. It's breaking Uncle Ray's heart. So why don't you take the opportunity to be more serious for once? You just don't get it, Miles. I took one to make things easier for you. On the contrary, his painful jokes only make things harder for me. An extra floor between the 50th floor and the viewing platform. Why didn't anyone notice it? Normally, you would notice it. I mean, how can you hide an entire floor? That is where the problem lies. The microphone is on, right? Yes. No one noticed something that should have been easily noticeable. In other words, it must be impossible to access the 51st floor through normal means. I see. Maybe there's a secret portal or something. Okay, now's not the time to be thinking with portals. I really do appreciate these translators right now. They've done a good job, right? Like possibly better job than a lot of the official translations. This has been fantastic thus far. They've like there've been only two things thus far that I've been kind of dissatisfied with. One is one of Gregory's voices. His take that voice was good, but his objection voice seemed horrible compared to the take that. That and the really minor detail of Detective Bad getting dots even after he took his lollipop out. I'm very certain that in the first investigations game, he only got those dots when he had his lollipop in his mouth, not when he took it out. But that's really easy to miss. I'd like you to recall the hats at the base of the cherry tree. Isn't it normal to assume there's a room on the other side of that maintenance hatch? Uncle Will, I like where you're going with this. Let's hurry and check it out. There we go. Now let's see. Can you still on live TV? What is this? Looks like there's a lot of stuff down there. Is this what they call a storeroom? There is no doubt about it. This is where Kay fell down. Okay, now that you have a frame of reference for size, I don't see how she could have fallen in like sideways, which is what it looked like in the opening cutscene. Now it comes, and it is the mystery solved. No, not yet. We still have the mystery of the person in the red hood who was walking in midair. I can't believe that Edgewood hasn't even pointed out the whole thing about the red raincoat. Now, let's get greedy, shall we? We found the storm, so let's wrap things up here. I feel like I'm doing something different about this voice, but I can't figure out what. I suppose you have a point. It does seem to warrant an investigation. Probably Justine, who knows? or the best. Oh! Never would have guessed that. Emma, what are you doing here? Okay, what kind of voice am I gonna give Emma? I'm not actually very big on Emma. It's probably my least favorite of all the female companions. Of all the companions, specifically. She's just kind of a flanderized version of Maya that gets worn down really fast. Like if you just inspect something during an investigation with Maya, she doesn't immediately say something about spirit channeling every time. And Emma's gonna say something about scientific investigation every single time. It's kind of really flat. Now Kate has kind of the same thing, however, I feel like it actually makes to draw more substance from it. I've enjoyed Kate far more. I can't come up with anything but a generic voice. I guess a generic voice last video. Because I need to figure out the speech patterns though, that's gonna be the main part. I heard about the game some detective comes through. That's just Kate's voice. Well, to be fair, Kate isn't speaking with her normal voice right now, so it's kind of fine. Since I was already in the area, I thought I might as well check out the crime scene. The crime scene. This girl's name is Emma Skye. She's a high school student studying in Europe to become a forensic scientist. I guess she's still in there on the same vacation. It's been on a few weeks for her, maybe. She showed up for such a bizarrely short period of time, like she showed up there for like 5 minutes in the first game. I believe that originally with these games, the main curator and the main designer wanted to make an investigation game about Emma, but Edgeworth had much better marketing value, so he became the main character, which in the light of this game, I'm happy about this. And the fact that I'm just not a big fan of Emma. So that's probably why she made the insert in the first game, despite contributing but nothing to the story. She's the younger sister of my former boss, and a witness in one of my trials 2 years ago. Detective Gumshoe told me everything over the phone. His son is pretty upset. He said you lost your bags at the Grand Tower and Kate became a mummy. A mummy? I can't tell if that's Gumshoe fucking up or Emma mishearing something. Which end fucked that one up. Please calm down. I thought you left for Europe just a few days ago. Don't tell me you've come back already. Yep, and I can import my teacher from abroad too. Oh? Oh. He needed an interpreter, so I volunteered to help. An interpreter. If your teacher cannot speak English, why aren't you with him right now? He can still communicate with people. Don't underestimate the importance of body language. Indeed, I'm really bad at body language. I have a good theoretical understanding of it, but practical execution, I keep forgetting to do any of it. Been recently practicing to use my arms more, frankly speaking. That doesn't really count as a language. But enough of that. What about the case? Is he alright? You met for like, again, 5 minutes, right? To be fair, it could have been off screen more. Oh my, what a good friend. Isn't this great, Kay? Yeah. Oh, I think that's the news point, right? Maybe. Who are you? Are you Mr. Edgeworth's assistant? On the contrary, my dear. I'm Roy Seals, head of the Edgeworth Law Offices. Edgeworth Law Offices? Wait, you mean like defense attorneys? You mean like defense attorneys? Mr. Edgeworth, when did you suddenly become an attorney? No, it's not like that. Now that I think about it, it is a rather complicated working relationship. Don't sweat the details. Let's have the introductory hug. Up. Why did you become a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, don't just ignore me. I don't understand that part from me still, even at this point. His waist looks so crooked, like... Well, the camera is went too far up for that, but... It looks like his spine is snapping from the ribs down, really. Because I don't approve it at all. Well, why don't we continue this conversation down below? Just gonna jump down the hole first. That's right, the police could arrive at any second now. Mr. Edgeworth, who's he? I'll explain later. First, we have to go down the hatch. Okay, I guess I'll be joining the Prosecutor defense team. I'll explain about that too. Do like her theme though. The later on from apologized is not because enough. Well then, let's go to the storeroom. I like this jingle a lot. Jangle, whatever you call it. Oh. It's pretty dark down here. I can't see a thing. What's your footing, Emma? Ouch! Why specifically, Emma? I think I hit my head. Can I be careful not to slip? Take your time coming down. Oh, okay. The light switch should be out somewhere around here. Ooh, oh. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a lot of stolen goods. Before we move on, just how much can I recognize here? There's the thing that from Turnabout Airlines, I think it was called. There's that damn suitcase. Probably not the suitcase, but instead just one of their suitcases filled with something. Then there's masks. One of them is missing, and we can guess which one that is, which is evidence that she came down here. There's some type of box in front of it. With some type of grid on it, and I can't tell any of that stuff close up what they are. Oh, and then there's the painting from her Grossberg's office on the top right. Thought there was a person for a second. This is the hidden 51st floor. Is being used as a storeroom. Okay, I'm actually really glad that this tied up together. It's one of the only things I'd ever been spoiled on for this game. Skip forward 40 seconds if you don't want to hear it. One of the only things I've been spoiled on is that there's somebody that's referred to as the Mastermind, which did make me a bit more suspicious of Mr. Master, of course, but since the name hasn't even come up yet, it's not like that would be a new suspicion. But yeah, that made me wish the last game that the plot lines would have been connected or somehow. Oh god, they are. The hidden 51st floor. Is it being used as a storeroom? Well, I need to investigate it thoroughly. Front tower pamphlet that updated my organizer. Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me about the case. Please tell me about the case. Wait then, where should I begin? I see. This is certainly a serious situation. Why does she look like she's having so much fun? That's not a face of fun. That's a face of fun. Looks like you're in a bind, Prosecutor Attorney Edgeworth. Prosecutorial Attorney. I'm not a defense attorney, nor is there such a thing as a prosecutorial attorney. That does sound like a fitting job description for Phoenix, though. This looks like a job for science. Don't you worry, I got everything here in my bag. Oh no, not more of these minigames. Not a fan, please. Are you sure you're up for this, Emma? Of course. So, once again, it's good to be working with you, Mr. Edgeworth. And I'm glad to be working with you as well. She's really tall, isn't she? The other Edgeworth is short. Looks like we got ourselves another cute assistant. So, what's the plan? Oh, sorry, Theo. That lift looks pretty suspicious to me. Lift? Oh, it is on an elevator. How in the bloody blue ball fuck did they ever transport it here? Really? How the fuck do you that thing has to be incredibly heavy, right? Even if it's hollow. How the fuck did they get something that large? To the 51st floor. Alright. You know, what's interesting is that considering the size of the size and secretiveness of the smuggling ring, there's a very good chance that the people who actually did most of the stealing themselves didn't know where these things would be stored at. That there'd be just middlemen who would deal with the transportation and all that. There's a very good chance of that. So, since that thing barely fits the elevator, would they have to know about size limits? Or what's up? Also, I realized that something is clearly about to happen, because if we simply get the information about this to Franziska, and Franziska gets it forward, then that'd be the case over, at least. At least that plotline, which there's no way that's gonna happen, so something's gonna interrupt all that, with either us reaching Franziska or Franziska going forward anything. So we might get kidnapped in a few seconds, oh boy. Oh, that lift. Wait, how... Considering how... The frame of the lift, how the fuck did they even get the statue on there? Or maybe the statue is on a separate lift, no. Looks like it goes down. I am curious as well. But first we should investigate this room. Maybe it goes inside us from the bookshelves. Maybe they're hiding the elevator shaft, maybe. That or something with the statue, who knows. Okay, if you find out anything, be sure to tell Uncle Ray. And if I remember something, I'll let you know. Yes, please do. Emma? Right here, I'm ready to support. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Oh gosh, the fucking badger mobile down there. There's something badgery down there. What the hell do I even look at first? Who the fuck wants to buy Mr. Monkey? This is an excellent chance for a lot of references, clearly. I might even miss some. I feel like I should know what this is from, but I don't. Let's look at the stuff that's most likely to be plot relevant first. These are... Oh. Okay, so... The dolphin top right was from the... Turned About the Blaze, right, I think it's called. The last case of the last game. The doll in the middle was in the president's plane. That's curious. Also, how do they have exact prices on them? I thought they have their exact prices. So another question is this a temporary storeroom, or do they use this as a storage room, or do they use this as a store? Do people who actually want to buy these things come over here, or not? The golden thing at the bottom looks pretty familiar. I can't place there's some of that Zhenghua ink next to it, and I think that's maybe That one Mrs. Perfume. Xbox her face. Colors to you. Alright. Maybe that was the lantern that could be lit with that oil fusing for. There's a butterfly motif on it, isn't there? And I guess that that thing with a star on it on the top left is from the teeth, maybe? No, I always thought that the steel samurai doll there looked a bit more like Maya, and I'm sure that's intentional. Possibly. There's a good chance it's been intentional. But what is this? And what is with the square in the bottom left? These items displayed on this shelf here. The item displayed on this shelf here, if I recall correctly. They're all evidence from past cases that I was involved with. What are they doing here? Right, we're pointing out the fact that they specifically are. Has to do something with that's worth. So... it's not just kind of a coincidence for the sake of references. I guess that would make displays the PIC evidence storm, huh? I actually didn't consider that, but considering that the senior Mr. The Best is clearly somehow related to Alba, I'd be wary. These items will be kept in the care of the police. Don't they keep evidence at the prosecutor's office? Only for current trials. However, once a verdict has been reached, the evidence is transferred over to the police department and stored in the evidence room. But it looks like the evidence has been stored here instead. There's no point in worrying about it. For now, I should try to examine everything. It looks like some of the evidence have tags in front of them, and there are numbers written on the tags. Looks like prices to me. Maybe they're the ID numbers of the evidence? Too many zeros. No, based on how large these numbers are and the nature of these items, I'd say these are prices. The doll... oh... hang on. I have to mention it now, but I was thinking about the president's doll there. How strange of a design it had. I think I mentioned it back to in the first case that it was gonna have to become plot irrelevant somehow just because of how bizarre its design was. But the fact that it has a horn is making me think of that kid from earlier. But prices, if that's the case. Wow! These are ridiculously expensive. What's the unit though? She seems more concerned with the high prices than the illegality of the whole affair. The evidence on display, I should inspect every nook and cranny. There's nothing of interest here, are you sure about that? Collector Hughes perfume, right? It's a small bottle, I've seen this piece of evidence before in the past. Yeah, Dennis can actually mention the references, at least of him. Huh? Is that all? Yes. What more did you want me to say? I need to make a memo. Note to self. Even the most boring objects sound like works of art when Mr. Edgeworth describes them. Don't read the memo like that out loud. Ink and a lamp. Both are evidence that I've handled before. Why is all this stuff here linked to you? I mean, of these items here are objects that I've handled just a short while ago. But it's probably only coincidence as they're all stored, all collected here. Coincidence? I never thought I'd hear you say that word, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how improbable, if it fits the facts, then we must accept it as the truth. So it seems that the PIC is very much in bed with the smuggling ring. Would explain how the smuggling ring was able to get so far. And I'm guessing that the person who was murdered wasn't exactly willing to corrupt themselves. Isn't that the same with science? Aha! Isn't this science data something, Mr. Edgeworth? Where's the stair? This mannequin? I got it! I can't it to my scientific reasoning. This is something you encountered in one of your past cases, right? No, it's not. This is the first time I've seen this mannequin. It seems completely unrelated to the other objects in this room. There's no price tag in front of this mannequin either. I mean, they might have some stolen clothes here. So then, what is it here? For the purposes that mannequins normally are. That, or it had something to do with making it look like there was somebody flying in a red hood. Maybe? Maybe. But a cute doll. It kind of looks like the Steel Samurai. It's the irony in fact, son of the Steel Samurai and Ring Princess. He was destined to become a hero of justice from the moment of his birth. So much pressure rests on his tiny baby shoulders, and yet he carries himself with a grace and dignity that belies a toddler of his age. Belies? What does that mean? Hello, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you even listening to me? Of course I am. I've barely been able to come up with voices for this case, haven't I? Only for the old woman that I do a decent job. Oh, how cute! This stuffed animal is so fluffy. Oh, that's from a Golden Lake. It should be in the care of the prosecutor assigned to the case right now. Why is it sitting in a place like this? I mean, it's probably the best who was assigned to that. Ah, this little guy's missing his left horn. His left horn. I'm pretty sure it was already missing it when I first saw it. Then this must be a defective product. I demand a recall. Now that I think about it, giving a broken toy to a country's president does sound strange. Finally. It's a very bizarre looking animal. Okay, so, we can presume that the horn was taken off intentionally, not by accident, right? Likely. If it was taken off intentionally, then somebody wanted to use it for something, and unless it's hollow and stores something, or it's made of some special material, I'd imagine the only reason somebody would want to use it is for its shape and looks, meaning that it was either made to look like something, or it was used as like a spearhead or something like that. Surely wouldn't be that sharp though on the stuff though. This storm condense tends to be solved, doesn't it? It's unfortunate, but the possibility seems quite high. I suspect some nefarious individual has been selling evidence here. And people actually pay money for this stuff? I know, but what the fuck does somebody want the stuff toy for? Come on now. Art industries like this don't actually really exist. Not really. Like, there are three types of people that buy various types of art for high prices. No things that don't actually art pieces that don't cost a shit ton to produce, obviously. One is people trying to wash money, because it's an excellent way to make it look like you earned money legally by just selling something that has a very bendable value. Otherwise morons who think that they're actually worth that much, who see people washing money and think that's actually how much some paintings are worth nowadays, and who think that they're still worth as much as because they used to be. Paintings used to be worth a lot, but no painting is worth a fucking million at this point. Come on now. And there are these people, of course, who are just pulling too easily for profit. Apparently, some people do. Their voice tracks are proof. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. You know, the text is appearing from right to left of their glasses, so it's appearing from so it's appearing left to right, so it's appearing from right to left on her DS. I guess that's a DS. Does that mean that she's gonna be a permanent? Is that because it was made in Japan, or is that because she's gonna be appearing on the left side of the screen more? I can't remember if the badge is supposed to be on this side or that side for her. aka what side she's expected to be on the screen. That's strange. Only this one spot is empty. But it's still a surprise tag, just like all the others. Indeed, furthermore, there is a part of this cloth that is not covered in dust. Oh, that's... Oh, right, I just thought that it had a star symbol on it. No. So it clearly had the cup on it. The Starship's cup from Pierre Hockett. Perhaps something was placed here not so long ago. How does dust get into this room? I see. It just seems like it. But what could it have been? This star-shaped mark in the dust. I wonder. Could it be related to a certain piece of evidence? Do we have a piece of evidence? We have a deduce mark. That's close enough to center, right? Oh lord, it slow down. No, we don't have anything for Pierre Cat right now. We have a deduce, that's interesting. What is this? Right. Also, let's check something. Right. Oh. Oh. Never mind. Oops, daisy. Maybe they were five-pronged with Pierre Hockett's case, weren't they? This dust pattern matches up perfectly with the base of the candelabra. It's likely that the killer got the candelabra from this very storeroom. Emma, are you taking pictures right now? Better be. Does that mean the candelabra was also a piece of evidence? It's quite possible, however, that is not the issue here. Is it from a case that's first been worked with at some point? I don't remember so. The murder weapon originally came from this storeroom. You must keep that in mind. So what's down here? There's a strange scene sitting next to all these trophies. It seems like they were lined up together on purpose. Looks like it's still got batteries in it. Might come in handy later, so I'll pick them up for now. Wait, is that John Doe's transceiver? I'll be sure to put it to good use before I turn it to the police. That sounds like what a certain great thief would say. If this is the John Doe's transceiver, then what are the other three things? The thing on the right looks like it'd be for a wedding cake or something else. I can't figure out what this thing in the center is. Huh. Some name plaque there. Wow, talk about bad taste. I've never seen such a golden desk before. That's what kind of person would use something like this. Is that Airsworth's desk? The table that was being supported by 4 naked men. Oh god, that's from fucking Red White. The design is quite painful to look at. It certainly is in poor taste. Maybe this is also related to one of your past cases. No, none of the cases I handled involved a person with such bad taste. One did only did. Well, at least I hope not. Yeah, Red White had that desk right. Let's look at the Badgermobile. I think it is Badgermobile. Can't look at the Badgermobile. What's in this? Scientifically speaking, this must be a wooden icebox. Icebox? This chain is tied around it to give it a coldness caving, probably. But what? No, Emma. Wouldn't this be a costume trunk? Both of those sound really specific just for a fucking box. It's made from wood that repels bugs in order to protect the clothes inside. Ah, I see, of course. There's another possible theory. Is the one from the Korean village, maybe? No, that was a basket, right? If you close our store in the cold place, it'll be nice and cold. It'd be nice and cold away in the summer. I guess she's sticking to her icebox theory. I guess there's definitely grocery painting back there, but I don't think we're gonna be able to look at it. Look, check it out! The lift has a sturdy platform and solid steel supports. According to my calculations, it should be able to support the weight of 50 mysterious Earths. I thought there was enough space for that many people. It seems to be used for moving goods. I wonder about that. If you pack them in really tight, it just might fit all 50 of them. Impossible. I need to see if I know this. Could make some. That aside, there are still some more places in this harbor we need to examine. We'll examine the lift after we finish our investigation here. Impossible, huh? Then how about 45? No, you would need to fit 48 people. Meaning that the lift is gonna activate and they're gonna go down to somewhere. What's this? It looks like a giant head. Oh god. If I recall, this Mrs. Monkey, I remember. There's the hell of a Mrs. Monkey. I believe Monkey was involved within the past. It's impressive how they were able to get such a large object into this room. Mrs. Monkey, huh? That doesn't really have a nice ring to it. Maybe you remember the name wrong, Mr. Edwards? Oh, impossible. That can't be true. Huh. Maybe the translators for this were disappointed in original translation choice and made fun of that, but who knows? Because that joke didn't really make sense to me. Partner Emma, huh? So check what she has to say, these can be funny sometimes. Ask me what you want! Since Kane's the suspect, I can just stay silent. I can't do a consistent voice for her. I feel the same way. For now, we should calm down and search for clues. Nope, after thinking it through scientifically, I've come up with an even better plan. And just give Kay an extremely powerful electric shock to her head. Very scientific. And see if that will start her memory. Well, that seems a bit, no, quite dangerous. I would prefer to go with my proposal to calm down and investigate this room. Is that so? But in science, a bit of danger always comes with the territory. That's not exactly what you would call a bit of danger. I came back here for a while as my teacher's translator, but normally I study in Europe. That's right. To become a super forensic scientist. Oh boy. Well, that's so admirable. Endeavoring to learn is the duty of a student. Yes, in order to excel in both academics and athletics, I've even taken up sports. I don't believe you. For example, the competitions they have during Sports Day. Oh, I wonder what sort of competitions she's referring to. Unlike America, Europe has extremely little of manly sports and... Well, I'm sure you've heard of the War of the Eyeglasses at least. What? I've never heard of it before in my life. Indeed. What? What? This is Kate's badge, right? Yes, this is her precious badge. Though she doesn't seem to remember it herself. Is that so? Maybe it doesn't have enough impact. How about I customize the badge a bit? Let's boost it up a little with pink ribbons and white feathers. I appreciate the offer, but let's keep it like this for now. Kate's memories would only become even more confused. It is. Because what's this? Looks like lots of money. There's a huge stack of money pile up here. I wonder if we find. They're all $100 bills. Talk about big bucks. Stacks of cash found in the storeroom. A big deal went down here. So, how many times your yearly salary do you think this is worth? Leave my salary out of this. What do we have in logic? Are you kidding me, game? It's basically spelling that thing out for me. Some of these logic things feel unnecessary. From the price tag attached to the pieces of evidence and that huge stash of cash, it's clear that the buying and selling of evidence was being carried out here. In the 51st floor, evidence was being trafficked. This clearly means something. It seems further investigation is needed about the dealings that went on in this place. If only there was a witness, we could just ask them. A witness? Okay. Hello there. This statue. Yes, is it some sort of new fact? No, this is evidence from a case that I was previously involved in. I believe it was called the Alice Red statue, was it? There was supposed to be two of them, one real and one fake, but... no matter which one this is, it's unnatural for it to turn up in a place like this. Mr. Edgeworth, you've smelled in a lot of cases. Huh? That's unlike water or wings. Both. No, please no. Oh, please no. Oh, it's a lot of heart here. Oh, the fuck did I do that voice again? Gonna have to be the same voice basically as for Nicole Smith, but... Gotcha! Yippee-ki-yay! I got me a kill! I got me a skill! Eep. Oh, my eyes! Stop it! You ain't getting away from the Great Lotus. The Great Lotus coming that easily. Why did I forget how to do this accent? I reckon you all must be criminals. I must have 16 shots before you all can even say cheese. We're not criminals. Oh, I saw that hurt really. Really? You ain't fooling my camera of justice with those words. You are. Huh? You're... Ain't it that heinous prosecutor from back then? Who are you calling heinous? She made the tiny cameo appearance at the end of the investigation, and I liked it more that way. This is a lot of heart. Really, I'm a big fan of this fucking character. It's the worst part of Justice for All. One of the reasons that made me so it made the last case of Justice for All so hard. In that case, I'm so in two minds about it. It both has really great moments, but everything between those moments is like hot garbage. Just really exhausted to go through. She's a photographer I've dealt with during my past cases. I see her distinctive accent and her chatterbox mouth haven't changed a bit. Okay, I seriously need to remember this accent right now. Just look at that face. You're up this up no good. It seems she has a bad impression of us. No, it's not paying attention. Stand still while I photograph y'all. Doing this accent and pronouncing things is gonna be hard. We only came here to investigate. Nah, so you think you can fool me like that? How did she find this place? Credit for that, I guess. Mr. Edgeworth, she's not listening at all. She seems harmless. Let's just leave her be for now. Alright, I guess they expected me to look at this first before anything else. What is what hard in this case? I fear this the moment I saw Nicole Swift. Nicole clearly had Lola's expression with the face. My face obviously can't do that. So, why did you come here? That one. For the people of the world, and for myself. I'm social justice photographer after all. Excuse me. Social justice? Then allow me to guess the reason why you came here. Was it perhaps to expose the illegal evidence trafficking? Oh, I get it. You were trying to get a scoop on the secret dealings. Aha. You all know that much already? Well, I reckon there ain't no reason to hide it anymore. My sources tell me there's some kind of black market auction being held around these parts. Why do you have such good sources, and why do the police not? Well, police actually might. That's the thing, the police do have it. What did you say? So then, all this evidence here is? Yeah, they had the goods for the auction. There's a lot of dirty money flying around here. I wanted to try and catch it with my own 2 eyes. My source gave me a whole bunch of info about. I figured just hearing about it ain't enough. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing after all. So I've been taking out the place from behind this here statue since yesterday. The auction took place late last night and went on till the early morning. A murder on the night of the black market auction. Could the 2 events be related? Black market dealers in the Grand Tower. Guess I really hit the mud loud this time. For all the items in the auction pieces of evidence. There were some normal stuff too, like stolen art and like. I wouldn't consider stolen art to be normal. I mean by black market standards, I guess. Well, I reckon the evidence was the star of the show here. These folks are law fanatics, try to get their hands on the latest goods from the police. So that's what you wanted to get pictures of, Miss Hart? Pretty much. They were meeting right under here this very storeroom, so I watched them from up here. Right under her. You said you were here since yesterday. Did you witness the entire event? So there's a pretty view of the floor down below from here. Here's a black market auction after all. They followed a fairly detailed procedure. First, the parties went into the storeroom for the viewing platform one at a time. When they got in, they each took one of those masks on the wall over there. Funny thing about those masks, they're all equipped with voice sensors, itty bitty ones. Okay, so why does Kay have one of those? That way they wouldn't be recognized. They would be right there. And then anemone. Wait, how do you say it in that form? Anonymity. They wanted to remain anonymous. You mean their anonymity? Anonymity? Have I ever seen that word in that form? Anonymity? Yeah, that's it. The anonymity. Why not just their identity and make things easier for all of us? Have to put it on their mask, they go down to the left. Go down to the left. But you saw them before they put on the mask. And the next fella would come right in. So why does Kay have one of those masks? On the way back, it was the exact same thing but in reverse. What does B stand for? Person, I guess. Take them one by one, return the mask and head up out to the storeroom. A leaf read. Not a lease, alright. Wow, that's pretty thorough. How many participants were there? 11 people altogether. Are there that many masks? Oh, there are. I counted each of the masks they made their way down. 11. There are 11 masks there. But the 12th one is missing. I'll have you know, it wasn't just laid up there. I was just laid up behind the statue the entire time. It's actually so hard to do. And then, where were you in the beginning? The beginning? Well, don't you worry yourself about that, you hear? So she was hiding behind the statue the entire time. I watched the folks coming in while lurking in the shadows. All secret agent like. Note to self, secret agents like to lurk in the shadows. And then, they used that lift over there to get down to the auction site. After they all went down, I watched the whole thing from the lift. Let that lift to stay down the entire time. Nah, it came back up, but there's a tiny gap in the floor there. There's a bit of space between the floor and the lift platform, you see. So I could see just about everything that was going on down there. Your eye was basically against the floor. Oof. Well then, let us see the person who was conducting the auction. Well, yeah. You betcha I did. What kind of story would this be if I didn't know who the conductor was? The conductor, huh? It seems I need to ask her for more details. Indeed. Do you have any more information about this so-called conductor? You know, I came here to get me a scoop. What makes y'all think I'll give up mine for y'all, willy-nilly? Basically, what you're saying is, you don't know. Oh, I see. So that's why she won't answer. What can I say? I couldn't even tell how old they were, or if they were guilty, guy or cow. Couldn't tell me what the person was wearing at the time. They had on a white jacket with a purple flower, and they were wearing white gloves. Purple flower, and white gloves. Was she the ringleader or not? But you know, that don't mean that much when I have no earthly clue on who they really are. So the conductor signed the proceeding just like the participants. That's right, they had on the mask and a voice changer just like everyone else. Oh boy, so that's 12 masks. What kind of mask? What kind of a mask did this person wear? It was a silver mask, I reckon. Good lord, what the fuck is that? That's not a comfortable thing for it. Servant? What in blazes is that supposed to be? Mr. Expert, you don't know about servant? No, and I didn't want to know. He's the sworn enemy of global hero Onyankopon. Servant, the ruler of time. Seriously, who hasn't heard of him? Most people, I'd imagine. Since the conductor wore a mask, I assume you were not able to see their face. Not even a teeny weeny bit. And after I came all this way for my big scoop. This whole story is turning out to be nothing but fool's gold. That seems too easy right now. But then why would the murderer kill them? Okay, question, was Kay's diary thing being sold at this auction? That set of clones seems familiar, but perhaps I should throw that piece of evidence. See? Daisy. He said the conductor wore a white jacket with a purple flower and white gloves. That's right, they sure look fishy for a criminal mastermind. Miss Hart, did they look anything like this? Hey, that's it, that's the conductor. Hold your horses, are you telling me the conductor is dead? She's the victim of a case we're investigating. I'm being too loud, aren't I? Hang on, will this connect separate for a moment? Yeah, it's midnight. Her name is still Corinne. Have you heard of her? Can't say I have. So, she was a lady, huh? What kind of gal dressing like that? She gets her kick by fooling me into thinking she's a guy? It's coming for the motherfucker with an orange afro. I doubt that their intention was to deceive you. Setting that aside, we have established something of major importance. The victim was the conductor of the black market auction. Very likely. I see, so the conductor was killed. Then that might explain. Explain what, Miss Hart? No. It's nothing, honest. Miss Hart, you clearly sounded suspicious just now. And I'm telling you, I ain't. Can't be. Sorry, were you trying to say something? No, I ain't. I ain't said nothing. She keeps yelling her things and that makes me want to yell. Please don't be like that, just tell us. How many times do I gotta tell y'all? I'm a journalist. Information is what pays the bills. I can't just go around spouting everything I know. I've already said too much. I got nothing left to say to y'all. Then what if I found some fingerprints for you? What good would that do me? I don't want none of your dusty old prints. Why don't you still follow my example and do some investigating on your own? Oh, I guess he won't tell us anything. And this booth doesn't exactly have subpoena power anymore. Not to worry, Emma, just leave it to me. I have a certain method of trying out— oh god. I forgot about this. Of throwing out information from those who wish to hide it. Momentary break. If my opponent's lips are sealed, I will be the one to unseal them. Let us begin. Mistimed it. First, let us analyze my opponent's demeanor. I tell you nothing, so quit wasting my time. I was doing the accent better in the first case, wasn't I? She seems rather impatient, as if she's trying to cut off the conversation. I must be careful with my time. I won't have long to consider my responses. I'm almost certain that she's hiding something from me. That's where I'll begin my attack. Now, it's time for the first move. I didn't actually read any of what he said earlier, I just kind of voice acted it. It's a problem. Once I get this tired, I can't both do voice acting and pay attention always. I'm always calm, now leave me alone. Well, let's go by my own understanding of body language then. A real journalist always keeps your cool. Speaking of journalists, I have something interesting to tell you. A few days ago, I met another self-proclaimed journalist, Nicole Swift, and I'm very like your apprentice. She spoke with a connection quite similar to your own. He spoke like me? Then maybe it was, Nicole Swift. She had a distinct way of speaking, one very much like your own. Furthermore, she said that she had a mentor. Could she have been referring to you? Oh, so you know Nicole? Well, ain't that a funny little coincidence? Where'd you all meet? Wait, no, stop trying to get me to spill the beans. Phew, that was close call. How are you supposed to pronounce "phew" anyway? It seems that she lets down her guard when she talks about Miss Swift. This could be a useful clue. I thought this. I want you to tell me everything that you know right now. No, wait, you're saying? It's pretty my cat or someone I have no connection with. Perhaps I just used that clue. Indeed. By the time I was fast on this one, I didn't even make mistakes, just wait a little bit. You say I have no connection with you, Miss Hart, but don't we have a mutual acquaintance with your apprentice? Well, that's... I reckon it would be mighty cool of me. Like giving Nicole's friends the cold shoulder. Then why don't you share with us what you know? Well, when you put it like that, I guess I could let you in on my scoop. No, I ain't falling for your nasty ways. No, sorry. You school. No, just forget it. It ain't nothing important. Do you have a scooter? Such a slip of the tongue, it's hardly becoming of a journalist. You have a scoop, don't you? Now tell us what it is. Alright, you got me. I had a perfect scoop. But I ain't ready to tell you what it is. I'm gonna sell my story to a publisher. The information she is hiding could be vital to the investigation. I need to make her talk. Next, I will press you on the contents of her scoop. She may be quick to lose her temper, but she's even quicker to loosen her tongue. She is not a difficult opponent. Now to extract the information I need. Does your story pertain to an incident of some kind? Well, maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't. That's hardly a clear answer. Why are you always holding at me? I ain't done nothing wrong. I just like to do some investigative reporting. You didn't do anything wrong? That's a bold statement. Considering you're currently trespassing on private property. Hey, you're doing it too. Well, I guess the prosecutors got the right to investigate wherever they please. I wish the text was called a little bit faster. I probably shouldn't mention anything about my current state of my employing. There are far worse people in the world, you know. I reckon I'm sane compared to the folks who murder. Considering what you just mumbled, is it possible your scoop has something to do with the murder incident? Hey, I was only talking in general terms just now. I mean, anyone looks like a bag of roses compared to a murderer, right? It sounds like she was just making excuses to me. All I did was get me from the black market auction. Murder incident? I had no idea about that. I ain't seen or heard nothing. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe such within a line of attack. Does this group of yours have something to do with the black market auction? Oh boy, we're half time at a time. What are you talking about? I don't know nothing about that. We're in the middle of infiltrating the black market auction. The only logical conclusion is that your story has something to do with it. You ain't getting an answer from me. I didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear? What exactly? Did you hear something during the auction? No, that's... I just heard a bit sound, that is all. It ain't even worth mentioning in my article. Just forget about it. There's no question, something happened during the black market auction. So you're at a strange zone. This could be a useful clue. Did Kay fall here before Nicole came here? It was here. Oh boy. Oh, maybe... Maybe I could reach faster if I was able to see that in my right eye. And this is getting close. Getting very close right now. I don't remember their positions, I still kept track of that. Is this the clue time? Okay, clue. That got way too close. I don't think I mean, I made the mistake in that in which what I started with, but I started with the one that seemed like the less obvious way to go, because the less obvious way to go is usually the correct way to go. Didn't you say you heard something strange during the auction? If it stuck out to you so much, it must not have been a sound that you would normally hear. For example, the screams of a murder victim. How'd you keep figuring everything out so quickly? So quick. That's right. I stumbled upon a murder in the midst of my stakeout. But please don't make me say anymore. This is the biggest scoop I've had in a while. The murder that you overheard is most likely the same incident we are currently investigating. This is bound to be crucial information. I finished this by confirming the credibility of your information. Just over, little one. It's time to deal the final blow. Tell me what you know about the murder incident, in full detail. Well, my memory what it used to be. Not much I can talk about. I ain't the most identical in the world, you see. I don't have clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack. Tell me the truth, I know you're still hiding something from me. I should actually read what I'm clicking instead of just going for them. But in the last one, when I was reading them, I'm not really making mistakes, I barely made them time. I ain't hiding nothing from nobody. I really don't tell you everything I know. How's it only been an hour and 10 minutes? Okay then. Right, I can mute the mic, sorry. Not used to this. One moment please. Did you really stumble upon the murder? You calling me a liar? Them's right, I'm right. I'm a bona fide journalist. I was never published lies in my articles. Bona fide. That's the MO I protect anyone. That's my motto. Articulation keeps going down. Faster and more cut. This could be a useful clue. I'd hardly expect a bona fide journalist to be so inattentive. Didn't you just say your motto is to be faster and more accurate than anyone? Well, that's... As I expected, the credibility of your information is suspect, but I know what I heard. I even got proof. You have proof? How is that possible? Explain yourself at once. I got me some married. Wait, you heard that? Well, I'm just talking to myself here. You'll just go on and pay no mind. It seems you're still hiding something. It's an important clue. I need to use it effectively. They sometimes use green text, sometimes use red text. In the overworld, it seems that green text implies that it's gonna go into logic. Tell me the truth, I know you're hiding something from me. I ain't hiding nothing from nobody. I'll try to tell you everything I know. Isn't there something you haven't told me yet? You have evidence regarding the incident you witnessed. Something definitive enough to publish an article. What in tarnation? Let me off the hook already. Fine, I'll tell you everything. I'll even show you the photo I took of this if you stop harassing me. That good enough for you? Checkmate. I completely missed the table. I lost. I really lost. The mouse of the south has been defeated. Now then, it's time to come clean. Tell me everything that you know. I was watching the auction, getting info from our story. You didn't even just watch though. You got the shocking photos too, right? A little while after the auction started. Someone won a bid, and then contacted banging the gavel. Someone hollered, "We'll finish the deal upstairs," or something like that. That ain't good, I thought to myself, as I hurried back to hide behind the statue. Did you see whoever came up? Not quite, but I reckon the fella that came up was the winner of the bid. I could smell the buttery aroma of big fat. The way to guess, it's gonna be the same mascot with K, right? Maybe. Buttery aroma. I can't imagine that at all. Although we've yet to look at those masks of them. I reckon this room is where the bidders pulling up the dough for their producers. The two of them talked for a while. Wait, there was a second person in the storeroom. Yes, that's how you make deals. You betcha, I reckon it was the conductor. And then out of nowhere, one of them started screaming. Almost get mobbed with yourself. I rolled myself up in the barrel and kept on laying low. So you witnessed the murder, Hurt? Well, I won't say that I witnessed it, but I definitely heard it though. Didn't you try to stop them? Just stop right there. That ain't even funny. Much dainty little thing like me can tell. Dainty? I don't know what that word means. After that, I heard me start rustling and bustling. The whole time I was really regretting coming here something fierce. And you still stayed around. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but nothing gets in the way a lot of her than her father's. This is my big scoop. Ain't no way I was gonna let this slip anyway. A bit later, I heard this loud sound. I figured it was my last chance to snap a photo from behind the statue. Well then, would you please do with this photo? Oh, why do I have to? Do you have a quiet camera? This is indeed. Oh boy. It's not case max, so that's good. I mean, it'd be bad if K-Boss looks like the murderer down there, and also so up here. This is the person in the red raincoat to attack K. The person in the red raincoat to attack K. The person in the red raincoat assaulted the victim in the storeroom and then attacked K on the roof. I feel like we can barely see a bit of their chin, but that's it. Well, let's say their body type is actually remind me of the best elder. It almost looks like there's some beard coming from past the raincoat, just a tiny bit. There's only one person in this photo. Where's the victim? Yeah, I thought it was strange too. What's his age now that we have him? 68. Weepy, just weepy. That's it. Weepy. There's no way he's not got anything to do with Alba. Roger or something. It was hard to tell his age from just looking at him to where I could have easily seen him be as Alba's son even. Yeah, I thought it was strange too. I could have sworn there were two of them, but when I looked, there was only one. Maybe they took the red raincoat off of the thing back there. Oh. Also, they have blood on their left hand right there. And this is definitely after. And this is I forget the dates, but this should still be after the plane assassination, right? Maybe. Because if not, this could be when he got that hand wound for himself. No. It was the bodyguard that managed to cut his hand, right? It's still interesting that this person has a hand wound. Maybe it's reopened. Maybe it's the killer and it's reopened. But what I'm kind of betting on is that, like, since I'm a bit unclear on the time, right now I'm gonna presume that this took place after the first case. In this case, this likely is the killer's jacket. Since all the stuff over there was evidence from Edgeworth cases, this one would be included on that. The fourth was taken just after the crime. It was taken by Lola, who had stuck in the storeroom on the 51st floor. After the conductor and another person entered the storeroom, both of them suddenly started screaming. But that's gotta be the killer, don't you reckon? So, she said the victim disappeared. You were able to tell this person was the culprit just by looking. Their hand was stained bright red just because it was them. What happened to the auction after the murder? Was your hand red? Fuck! I'm sure the picture has to be there. Yeah, your hand is red. Your hand is red. So are the two victims? If did they kill somebody up there or not? Was that screaming when they died or not? What happened to the auction after the murder? She specifically said that she didn't see the murder actually happen. No, not really. It's just went on like normal. Better not have attacked Kay. Somebody attacked Kay. Very likely. Even if the person with us is not Kay, they're probably gonna be Kay. Who knows? I guess those rich folks don't give a hoot. They got some nerve. The nerve of the journals is nothing to scoff at either. Don't you think it's kind of creepy how all these masks are lined up in such dark place? Elma, are you not good with horror movies? No way! Horror movies are so unscientific. So she's scared of them. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Now that's interesting. The green mask that the conductor wore is specifically not one of these. And the mask that we have is not all of these, so there were 13 masks in total at least. These masks, the mask that Kay had and the conductor's mask. So that means that those 11 people and the conductor could have all been here without. We needed those masks. How were they covering their faces before they got here? That's my question. Oh no, can they come in every single fucking one of these? What's the top row about? This mask is the mysterious global hero, Onion the Kebab. Why are you so surprised? Mr. Edward, don't you know? Everything about this show is shrouded in mystery. From the production company to the broadcast times, even the merchandise is hard to find. Wouldn't that mean the company simply went bankrupt? That's funny. It's Captain Saipan. He's very popular in Europe. All the kids, even the adults, dress up like him. I think the flower on the shirt would be a little too much. What TV show are those masks from? I'm not very familiar with it, but I believe it's called The Students of the Starry School. Each member of the class is a hero of justice. So I guess those red and white caps are part of their school uniforms. And maybe the numbers of athletes and masks correspond to their class rankings? See, the one on the left is ranked number 1 and the one on the right is number 2, so and so on. Oh, I see. So that's how it works. If that's the case, the student with the lowest rank will have a mask full of holes. I guess we'll have to watch the show to find out. I do like this thing of Ashworth being almost a closet weeb. I do like that. What TV show are these masks from? I'm not very familiar with it, but I believe it's called The Students of the... Oh. Why did it say masks? Should have figured. Oh boy. When you think of the heroines from the Steel Sound Empire universe, she's the first to come to mind. That's right, I love the Pink Princess too. Emma, you watch this kind of show? Yeah, of course. You like it too, don't you, Mr. Ashworth? No, I wouldn't go that far. Really? Since you had a Steel Samurai figure in your office, I thought for sure. Oh, so even Emma has noticed it. I'll get that in a moment. The Steel Samurai, warrior of New Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. So that's what the Nickel Samurai looks like, huh? The Nickel Samurai always seemed like kind of smack by comparison. And his slender build doesn't look cool at all. I definitely prefer the Steel Samurai. It seems she has good taste. This is the Evil Magistrate, right? You don't actually end up seeing his face in the opening cutscene, but only in I'd say in the picture you get to see after the case. Maybe there's one shot of him, and just one. I forget where. These are murder case files. Well, sure, that's what I looked at. Eh? What are those doing here? By all rights, they should be at the Prosecutor's building, or the courthouse, but it would seem that someone has removed them. Something is afoot, and we're none the wiser. Worried. You know what, no complaints. Various masks are finished here. There's even one of the Steel Samurai. Indeed, these are fairly high quality replicas. Wasn't the one we had just a cheap plastic one though? Scientifically speaking, it's just a bunch of random masks. It certainly does look like a hotspot collection of masks. This song is... It looks like a hook to hang a mask from. I wonder what mask, because the mask needs to be here. Just want to make sure that the green one wasn't on it. Cheap plastic, yeah.
Eureka!
They mentioned that. The charming ninja's mask that Kay had with her. Perhaps it was originally attached to this hook. Hook? That sounds possible, scientifically speaking. Please stop, Emma. In other words, Kay came here? It's quite unlikely, but for what purpose? Maybe she was going to steal something from this place. A great thief who steals the truth, huh? No, I don't think we can answer that question at this time. Anything but the elevator left? Haven't looked at you yet. Yes, can I help with something? Goodness, this music is getting sad. Oh man, Uncle Ray's heart is pointing up his arm. Surrounded by so many cutie pies in such a small cramped room. Time to stop. Miss Shield, please try to be more serious. That's just a joke. Uncle Ray's keeping his ghost. What's over little K? So you can continue investigation without worry. Your watch is exactly what I'm worried about. We're on the exact same page, goodness. He was in our case, exactly what I'm worried about. That happens a lot with Ace Attorney, where the main character seems to always be thinking what you're thinking, or often. They've done a good, seems to be intentional with how much this happens. Done a very good job with it. Look, check it out. There is that sturdy platform and solid steel supports. According to my calculations, it should be able to support the weight of... Wasn't there something about checking this once we're done? What fucking more is there? I'm up! Do we have anything in logic? I don't know. What the fuck have I yet to do? That doesn't seem too connected to me. But since I don't know what else to do right now. If we assume that the murder took place in this storeroom, then we must conclude that the body was here as well. Is that pretty obvious? Right, my problem is that I'd already figured out that the person in the red raincoat is the victim, so the murder didn't happen here. Do you remember how the participants left the auction? Of course. They passed through the storeroom on the way back from the auction. Ah! Exactly. The culprit tried to hide the body so that the participants wouldn't discover it. The real question is, where was the body hidden? Interesting. Emma, would you mind lending me a hand? Oh boy, almost falling over. Leave it to me. What do you want me to do? Let's see. Use your luminal reagent to test for blood reactions. If you would please. Okay, then be so with the power of science, oh boy. The glint in your eyes is getting brighter by the second. Let's start by examining that ladder over there. Based on Miss Hart's picture, the person in the red raincoat headed towards that ladder. So there would... If their hand is bloody, then they would have had to wipe any blood when they came on top, unless they, just grabbed it through a cloth. Chances are something will turn up if we check there. Just start anything you want to examine. If you do that, you'll be able to spray the luminal reagent at it. If there's a blood stain on the blood pen is sprayed, you'll get a reaction like this. Even so, no matter how many times I see blood stains, they're always so gruesome. There's a blood reaction here, but it's kind of faint. Let's spray the luminol 2 or 3 more times. It'll be nice and clear. Huh. I know in later games they got rid of that so that you only have to spray it once. You can see it clearly now. It looks even more cool than before. Do you understand how to look for bloodstains now? Yes. There are probably a few more bloodstains here, so why don't you give it a try, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, you just climbed the ladder with the bloody hand. Let's search the rest of the storeroom for bloodstains. First, let's look for a place to spray luminal agent. Why should luminal our partner? Yes. That's really funny. Like that. Okay, the elevator. It's important to know if the body was here. You want me to examine this part? Let's spray luminol on every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I'm starting to lose with our voice. Mr. Edgeworth, there's a reaction. It's a bloodstain. Why in a place like this? Perhaps this was where the murder took place. Ah, it looks like some of the blood dripped down to the floor below. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, there are places we still haven't checked yet. So let's continue our investigation. Also, now we know that you don't necessarily need a keycard to enter that room. I don't know why it took me that long. Unfortunately, there were no reactions here. Okay, that's a nice way to skip that. Without having to do anything. Hey, you can't spray luminol on people. Yes, of course, I knew that. Yeah, I started to look at the suitcase this time. I'm guessing it's gonna be the coat thing here. Is it really? Right, somebody got me locked into this box, huh? Yeah, upstairs. Mr. Edgeworth, there's a bloodstain here too. However, why is there a bloodstain in a place like this? Maybe something that had blood in it was stored inside? Oh, come on now. So the body was hidden there. Looks like they found all the bloodstains in the storeroom. Even if they hit the body, then there will still be blood in the ladder. It seems we have investigated the storeroom sufficiently. The fact that the person in the red coat had a bloody hand just like the victim is very likely to be relevant. And like John Doe, too many people here have fucked up left hands. The reason why we found the blood stain in the costume trunk is because the murderer hid the body in that box. I wonder who wanted to bid for it. The trunk, I mean. That I don't know. In a certain way, everything worked out exactly as somebody wanted. Hold it. It couldn't have been in that dressing box. Were you hiding in that? What do you mean? When I first came down here, that box caught my eye too. It was just the right size and would have been with a perfect hiding place. That's what I thought anyway. But I couldn't get the damn thing to open. It'd been wrapped up real tight in the lock chain. The murder happened after that, so hiding a body there would have been impossible, you know? A chain wrapped around it? That's a bit strange. Right now, it doesn't seem to be locked up at all. That's weird. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me or something. And with that, I believe we have examined everything there is to examine here. Well then, let's head on down. Oh, have we decided on our next destination? Okay. Yes, Mr. Shields? We want you to get lost, so make sure you stay real close to Uncle Greg, eh? Alright, I'll follow you closely, Mr. Shields. Well, these two, since when did they get along like that? Bye-bye. Okay, so the fact that we're gonna come in town with K right now is gonna be look mad suspicious in lots of ways. If the police are here. Tons of things about this are gonna look suspicious. Mr. Edgeworth! Let's go to Enders to make. The fact that the only reliable witness that's here is Gumshoe is not the best thing for us, but not intended. This place is... Is this the auction hall? No, it's the meeting room from before. Yeah, we already knew that from the... No, us being on the 51st floor. Ha 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 ha! How nice of you to drop in, K-Birthday! So breathing on the mic, sorry. You got some gust. Hey, you guys, arrest her, arrest her! Wait, guys. I thought the rest of the riffraff just saw them at the door. This is Tony. Yeah, it's Tony, pal. Well, this is kind of bad. I don't know what the fuck else you expected to happen. The ladder justice signs above. Ow! Okay, goodness, that's a much better, much more reliable witness. Well, me too. In that Gumshoe that could easily be fired just through corruption. Oh, that's strange. Forgot about you, actually. I was aiming for that fake ex-prosecutor. I'm not me. Maybe something got in my way, particularly. Yeah. Right around there. Francisco, is that what you think you're doing here, ex-prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? I do not believe that guy is the culprit behind this incident. You're just an ordinary man without investigation rights. But you say it does not matter. Did we not become your subordinates now? Do not know how much legal validity that has. I'm Francisco Van Gama. I will never stop moving forward. However, you chose to quit. The outcome of our battle has already been decided. I cast away my badge because it became a millstone around my neck. I shall continue moving forward, even without it. The path I walk will surely lead to the truth. My actions are driven by that belief, and that is something which will never change. So, you're saying that you found the path to the truth? Then show it to me. But if that path proves to be a foolish one, it will not survive my whip. Why are you not questioning that giant fucking elevator? That's clearly a secondary path to this room. The victim used their keycard and entered the room with the culprit. Then the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra, killing her. Soon the letter make it obvious who the culprit is. Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. The proof is into the blood stains we found here in the meeting room, and that settles it, minus Edgeworth. The blood trips I'm up there. Miss Von Karma seems very confident, doesn't she? Ah, I see. She's a firebrand, isn't she? I don't mind the fire security. So how about any trucks there? How repulsive. Well, minus Edgeworth, can you break my logic? If you truly have no intention of stopping here, prove it to me with evidence. Very well, I'll show you, Francisco. The evidence that paves my path. I like her cloth design. Today, well, it's past midnight, so today, Google Stadia was announced at his name publicly. We've known about the concept for a while. And I noticed that one of the people that came up to talk about it, their clothes really reminded me of Francisca, especially with the white pants, despite the fact that Francisca doesn't wear pants. But really, the outfit in general with the what was that? The stuffed shoulders really just made me think of Francisca. The victim used their keycard and entered this room with the culprit. Was there nothing suspicious about the security system? The meeting room's security is perfect, much like my logic. There is no proof on doubt. Your logic isn't as perfect as you think. Pretty sure the contradiction is the last statement with the bloodstain. In any case, your opinion has not changed. Yes, the victim and the culprit entered the room together. Then the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with a candelabra, killing her. Did the victim's wounds match up with the candelabra? The victim's chest was pierced in the 3 places simultaneously by a sharp metal object. Is there anything else that could have done such a thing? Boy, we have an autopsy report of that. That should all be written in Dr. Young's autopsy report. Not sure I trust her considering that the person who actually gave the autopsy is not a character. It's very unusual that whoever does the autopsy. I think this is the first time we've actually seen whoever that is doing these autopsies. Well, I'm sure there are multiple people. So you're sure that the murder weapon was the candelabra? Exactly. As for who the culprit is. Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is? From Stacy.
Hold it!
Do you have anything to confirm that the letter was actually sent by Kay? Are you proposing that it was forged by the real criminal? That possibility was dismissed some time ago. There were no traces of forgery on the letter. Of course, there were no other traces. What the fuck does that mean? No traces of forgery. It's not with Kay's handwriting, right? It was something was typeset. I don't remember what was typeset. Of course, there were no other traces besides Kay Faraday and the victim found on the letter. Oh, you're saying you found Kay's fingerprints on the letter? The only fingerprints we found belong to the victim. In other words, you can't really say that Kay is the culprit. Didn't I just say that the possibility of a forgery has been dismissed? The letter was originally sent by Kay Faraday. Therefore, it is only natural to assume that she is the culprit. Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. Oopsie daisy.
Hold it!
Do you have any proof that the crime took place in this room? Everyone karma is perfect in every way. Perhaps you forgot that when you gave up your badge. The proof is the bloodstains we found here in this meeting room. That settles it minus its worth. It can't be that one. Have we determined who the blood actually belonged to? The blood analysis confirmed that it belonged to the victim. Just because the bloodstain was found here doesn't mean that this was the scene of the crime. You forget Miles' word that in court, evidence is everything. If you believe this room is not the crime scene, show me the evidence that proves it. Evidence that shows where the crime took place. We may not be in court, but I'll show her the truth. Miss Von Karma isn't showing any openings. Yes, she is. However, there is one fact which we know that she does not. They're not the only ones who can perform scientific investigations, and therein lies the proof that the part of truth we found. Okay, så hoppas det här. Right, just like this.
Objection!
If memory serves me correctly, the blood in the meeting room was found in front of the statue of Lady Justice, was it not? We murdered this man before a lady justice. This culprit knows no fear. I wonder about that. Have a look at this piece of evidence. Blood was found in the storeroom, right above the meeting room. As you can see, there were signs that had been tripped down into the floor below. Okay, how's she not even mentioning the fact that there was a storeroom up there? And right under the hidden lift is the statue of Lady Justice. Then you understand, the murder did not take place here. The killer murdered the victim in the storeroom and then moved the body to this room. But Lady Justice Smithers was a coward trying to conceal their crime. I'm not so sure about that since the person has a bloody hand as well. The person who supposedly was the murderer has the same similar wound to the victim. To be fair, could be just John Doe with the reopened wound. What Lady Justice witnessed was a coward trying to conceal their crime. Who knows? And not the moment of the murder. She's smiling. But only, I just remembered a conversation quite similar to this one. As I expected the minus Setchworth, such naivety couldn't possibly be an act. What the fuck's with the letters for my naivety?
Just how is Mr. Edgeworth naive?
What's with the double die?
Yes!
I did this very well yesterday. Have you forgotten, or are you just playing the foolish fool? The amount of blood in the meeting room is clearly greater than in the storeroom.
Please don't just hit me and then ignore me.
I agree with her on that. Which is curious. Because blood is certainly up there. Such a large amount of blood wouldn't have simply dripped from the floor above. Unless it also dripped onto the floor above from, let's say, the box or something. I don't know. And even if it had, there should have been much more blood left behind in the storeroom. Unless something slowly bled onto the floor above. That doesn't make sense, indeed. There's a point. The murder could not have occurred anywhere other than the meeting room. You're as predictable as always, Francisco. The difference in the amount of blood is just as you say. The question is, why does such a difference exist? Was there ever down? Who knows? That issue is trivial. I've already explained it with my perfect logic. In that case, how do you explain the blood that was found in the storeroom? I don't suppose you're going to tell me that it somehow sprayed all the way over there? Like a water fountain? No way! Exactly, it's impossible. In other words, the reason for the difference in the amount of blood is the weapon was pulled out here. She was stabbed here. She was stabbed here with a candelabra, right? No. I'm thinking that. See, I pictured the candelabra as a post-mortem thing, not the cause of death. Pardon me. What? The head wound was the post-mortem. Pulling the murder weapon makes sense then. It seems you can't explain the difference in the amount of blood that was left behind. Do not take me lightly, I already know the answer to that. And that's easy. The victim died of a stab wound. Naturally, there would be a significant amount of blood loss. That's obvious, just from looking at the bloodstain. But that's so weird. She was stacked in the storeroom, but there was less blood found there then. Why do you... he's always agreeing to that. He's very red, but... who knows? Silence, your third-rate prosecutor. pretty much culture in silence. But I'm the best. Yeah. Do you know when you lose the most blood after getting stabbed with a sharp object? Ah, I know. It's when the sharp object is pulled out, right? Precisely. After being stabbed with a candelabra, the body was moved to the meeting room, and then the murder weapon was pulled out right here in this very room. That would account for the difference in the amount of blood that was left behind. But why would the culprit go through all that trouble? Most likely to give the impression that the murder occurred in the meeting room. It seems that Miss Crane's key card. When did this auction take place? No, they all intend from above, anyways. So not through this door, but at what time did the auction take place? Do we have a time on the timestamps on any of these? It seems Miss Crane's key card was used last night. But based on the time of use, it must have been employed by the culprit to mislead us. In all likelihood, it was the culprit who used the key card to enter the meeting room. Why would the culprit have needed to do that? Perhaps the fear that the storeroom would be found out during the investigation. If they were involved in the auction, they would not have wanted it to become public. It seems that Francisco is just up to date on everything for no reason. Maybe there was implied to be a time skip right before Francisco gave me or something, I don't know. Okay. The auction, you say? Perhaps you should go upstairs and see for yourself what items are on display. I'm sure that will allow you to understand what occurred here. Impressive, Miles Edgeworth. You have really go that far to protect her? There's something big lurking behind the scenes of this case. Can you simply got caught up in it? You're exaggerating. Am I now, more than anyone, I would think you would understand the significance behind all this. Why would you, a prosecutor working with Interpol, be involved in a domestic case? Wasn't it your objective to cross a certain international smuggling ring? If your search for the smuggled goods has led you here, then isn't this feeling I have related to this case? I'm relieved you haven't lost your thoughts even though you've turned in your badge. I've heard about your situation from Scaffy over there.
Sorry sir, I just want to help out somehow.
And why is the decision, Detective? Francisco, are you the one in charge of this case? Isn't Interpol pursuing the black market auction? And verify, that's not something you need to know. So, you knew about all this from the very beginning? You knew the black market auction was being held right here. Hey, mind if I butt in? About that girl who turned up dead? You. Hey, I ain't done talking yet. They definitely met. Hey, you ain't changed the leak. Oh boy. This case doesn't need even a fragment of your faulty testimony. What do you say? I'm a bonafide child. Ah! Back then, you gave full testimony. That led to her first defeat. Miss Von Karm seems to really dislike Lada. I can't say she's fond of her. Ain't that Queen Gal wants to be BRC members? Seems to spit an image of the conductor. I reckon she's... Jones! She hit me again! What is the meaning of this? Answer me, Miles Edgeworth. From Miss Hart's... I'm being too loud. From Mr. Hart's testimony, we obtained a description of what the conductor was wearing. And it matches with what the victim, Jill Crane, was wearing. You mean to say the one who was murdered was the conductor? When did she get caught up in what is termed for?
Miss McCormack, maybe you should come there.
It would seem a new fact has just been brought to light. Indeed, I came here in pursuit of the black market auction, in order to arrest the organizer of the indoor event. In other words, the conductor. If we believe Miss Hart's testimony, then the conductor is already dead. Oh my lord. Wouldn't this mean that your investigation has ended in vain? That's right, however. I swear on my name that I will not return empty-handed. I challenge 0 miles Earthworth. A challenge is fine, but over what? Oh, I see reading her rip like she's out for a victim of her own. I will concede your argument. The murder occurred in the storeroom, correct? That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. If that would further Capri's correct, the victim was the conductor and the culprit was the customer. But the culprit has wounded her hand just like the victim. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom where the goods were delivered. I'm gonna somehow try to spin it on K. Victim in the storeroom. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra in the storeroom. That is all. I trust you have no objections. You know, I'm surprised that they didn't, as far as I remember, they didn't bring up where the murder weapon came from. Because if there are none of those things in the room, then the murderer would have had to carry it in with them, and that's a pretty large weapon to hide under your coat or anything. And if they came in with the victim would have surely questioned why this person was carrying a fucking candelabra with them. Unfortunately, that is not the case, because there is a hole in your testimony. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, I didn't notice anything at all. I wasn't paying too much attention. I was thinking about the bloodstained hand. Well then, please settle this with one blow. Yes, of course. What does I cross her logic? I will concede the argument. The murder occurred in the storeroom, correct?
Hold it!
What do I have for drinks? Not much. Okay, I need more space. Irreversible rice, really quickly concede. No, okay. What? This is a really weird feeling right now. Both of my hands are free and I'm using both of them for this, but it feels like I'm trying to do something with only one hand. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting. Despite the fact that I'm using both of them. I simply cannot deny facts that are backed by evidence. That is all. You have proven that the murder occurred in the storeroom. That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction.
Hold it!
The culprit participated in the auction. I'd like to hear your basis for this claim. When I spoke with the staff of this building, not a single one mentioned the storeroom. That the storeroom's existence must have already been known by a select few. And that's where the items for the auction were being stored. I see you understand. Yes, the culprit participated in the auction. Either directly, as in they were one of the participants, or there was somebody who helps manage this other part of the smuggling ring in some way. They're somehow involved in the auction, either as a buyer or a manager of the auction. If that photograph is correct, the victim was the conductor and the culprit was a customer.
Hold it!
So you're saying the victim was the auction conductor? You're right, and the culprit? Ain't the one who told me he told her that's just a moment ago? I could not read that sentence. Yes, that's right. However, I was simply making sure her logic is clear. That ain't right. You're doing it wrong. This is the part where you're supposed to say, handcuffed. The culprit was a customer participating in a black market auction. What in tarnation? No, you done it. Don't cover for him. Of course, that is only if this photographer's testimony is indeed true. We can't tell whether they're on good or bad terms. The issue here is the culprit's actions. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom where the goods were delivered. Oops daisy. You back.
Hold it!
Miss Hart was in the storeroom at the time. Could the culprit really have been waiting there? I didn't know where she was hiding, but since you've seen it, you must know as well. There are numerous hiding places in that storeroom. So the culprit was hiding while they waited for the victim to arrive. I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. After all, the victim was the organizer of the auction, the conductor. During the auction, the organizer would have been in front of the customers the entire time. After the auction ended, at least that's that statement of testimony. No. But Edgeworth said that he already spotted the contradiction, so there would have been a matter of adding something to the statement. What does that mean exactly? As in after the entire event was over or after the main event was over? A piece of evidence of the past case is still when people attended the event is when promised. The action continued even after Chilcoin's murder.
Objection!
She left through the upstairs wearing the raincoat and then came back in with her card, maybe. And so I thought you're one step behind. What did you say? The victim was not the conductor. And I have proof. Indeed, good. Miss Hart's testimony and the hand thing. And that photographer's testimony is not that trustworthy. What are you saying? I'm a qualified judge? Since you're eyeless shadow. Yeah! I can do that much better when it comes to you. Francis, calm down and listen. Miss Hart witnessed the part of the murder. The main point here is that after witnessing the murder, she says the auction continued. That's right, sure as can be. They all just kept going on shamelessly. Do you think the auction could have continued without someone conducting it? If the victim was not the curator, the person killed must have been a customer. As I said from the beginning, Kay is not the culprit. After all, she herself was attacked by someone and lost consciousness, in which case that would also make her a victim. If the auction continued after the incident occurred. Yes, and the victim was not the conductor but a customer. That's enough. Well, that voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people right here. Oh boy. Order in the court. The chairman will now enter. Do I hear 10? That's not how that joke works.
My, no need to be so stiff.
I don't need to figure out a voice for him. My. Actually, feel free to call me Blazy. Call me Blazy. Well then, Blazy, what brings you here?
Well, I just wanted to see if my idiot son was working hard is all.
Is this kind of father-son relationship really healthy? I had come to light a fire under you, but it seems I found an unexpected bonus. He burned some favors the first time we saw that animation. This music keeps playing for him. I mean, they're not really hiding the fact that he's a pretty serious criminal here. To think that the criminal who has become the talk of the town would be here of all places. Are you talking about Kay or Edgeworth? Everyone is trained the suspect at once. Please wait, Kay Faraday's not the cop. They're talking about you. They're talking about you.
Silence!
How do I yell with his voice and without waking up the neighbors? Who am I kidding? I've already woken it up. I can't figure out a voice for him. Silence! That's not a yell.
Silence! This is quite troubling, Edgeworth. Didn't I tell you earlier? The PIC desires a swift resolution to this case. If it's not, we could lose our trust with the public. They call us the waste of time committee. You know, it's troubling for me as well, that sort of thing. And at my age too.
And on top of that, an illegal investigation is not something that I can overlook. Have you forgotten? You are no longer a prosecutor. You have lost your authority. Furthermore, you have aided a criminal in evading the law. Can't deny the last part.
Yes, that's right. You're so reliable, Courtney.
I am aware of the consequences of my actions. You may punish me as you wish. However, we have found a new suspect. It's the person pictured here. Kay Faraday was attacked by this person and... I should check if this person has a hand wound as well. Please. There is no need for your explanation. Just recently, a red raincoat was discovered in a vicinity of this building. The victim's blood and cherry blossom petals were found on the hood. Cherry blossom petals? Now that you mention it, on the viewing platform? Yes, they probably stuck onto the blood. They were littered around the bloodstain. They're gonna say it's Kay's blood or something.
And we've received a forensic report on the blood, you know. There's no doubt about it. The person in that photo is the victim, Jill Crane.
Yeah, as I said, the hand did have blood on it, just like Jill.
What did you say?
What did you say? Oh, this music. I like this Malone art. Impossible! That would completely destroy the foundation of our logic. So I'm sorry, it's what I could agree with them with that at least right now. We had believed the person in the record was the culprit. And now it turns out that person is actually the murder victim. But wait, if that's the case, then the prime suspect would be... Miss Faraday, you met a person in a red raincoat on the rooftop, did you not? Yes, I did, but... The person in the red raincoat was the murder victim. And Kay Faraday came into contact with that person. Since one of the parties is now dead, what happened next should be clear. God fucking damn it. Kay was attacked by that person. As the victim, it would be impossible for her to be the culprit. There is no evidence he was attacked, is there? No, aside from the broken everything.
Furthermore, we must consider the possibility that the victim fought back. It's far too early to come to that conclusion. Case not the criminal. You're wrong. I can't do the Vesper voice. Okay. That's wrong. Even though I don't want to believe it myself. After hearing about the raincoat, I finally remembered. I only remembered a little, but from what I saw that night, the culprit is me. I remember looking down at the person in the red raincoat. Mr. Edgeworth, it was me! This song again. This song reminds me of the Movements a lot. This sounds like something that would play in the Movements. Like on the bridge scene or something like that. Why did I do that? The culprit was me all along. That can't be right. Then why? Why do I have that memory? That person collapsed before my eyes. Engulfed in a pool of blood. Why didn't I do anything? It must have been because I killed her. It is clear to me the validity of Kay Faraday's testimony. Didn't you doubt it until just now, pal? Congratulations, Miss Faraday. Your courage will surely allow you to be forgiven. Now, let us rejoice in the blessing of the goddess of law. Allow me to give my opinion as an international prosecutor. Your actions as a criminal are... Hurry, arrest Kay Faraday at once. How dare you behave that way before me? You're being too forceful. Further verification is necessary. I'd even go as far to say this is unlawful. Unfortunately, the law does not side with you. It sides with me, you see. But you know, the beautiful bond between you two has been etched deeply into my heart. That reminds me, you seem to have forgotten one additional suspect. Edgeworth, that's you. That's you. For any more papers. What's that, pal? Mr. Edgeworth hasn't done anything wrong. I beg to differ. That's right, you'll see him. He's no longer a prosecutor, sadly enough. Your actions have gone too far this time. How is this not the final case right now? An illegal investigation and assisting in the escape of a criminal. You cannot even think of you as a former prosecutor. Now, humbly accept your punishment. Oh yes, that's right. I believe the plan for today was to hold your hearing before the PIC. I don't believe the hearing for tomorrow. Even though the results are already crystal clear. You should think long and hard about what you've done. Very long and very hard. Court is now adjourned. Two and a half hours in. Back in night bliss, huh? Gotta quickly cut it.